I know I talk a ton about fueling your runs and your days with whole foods, and I promise you're going to see all of that in there on a different episode. Today, I want you to see the value of a well-stocked pantry. It can absolutely be something that improves your running when you're choosing foods with quality ingredients to help you recover faster and to ensure that you are eating when you're busy and on the go. Let's take a look, shall we? I'm a total cereal nut. And so I love that Love Grown Foods is not only gluten-free, but these are actually made from chickpeas. So they have 4 grams of protein, which is pretty great. I usually go for the unflavored version, but when I want a little treat, go for chocolate. Of course, they also make gluten-free oats, which my husband will eat if I get in the little containers because it is extra easy. I told you I was a cereal nut, so you will also find more gluten-free options like Rice Chex, plain Cheerios, Honey Nut Cheerios, and yeah, there's probably a few others sneaking in there. Vega. You guys know I love them. I talk about them nonstop. So their bars are a good option, especially when we're on the trails. And then I am super in love with their new clean protein. I think one of the reasons I like it is because it has 25 grams of fiber, totally vegan, so no dairy issues for me. And I like that it has glutamine. So some of you know I do a little pre-drink mix in the morning that actually has like a very specific glutamine in it. And that's because it kind of helps to coat your stomach. So anyone who's been having digestive issues, it can help a lot with that. Vega. Also have been using for literally years now, the Vega pre-workout Energizer. I don't use a whole serving because I'm just a total weirdo. I use little servings of everything. But the reason I like this is because it contains rhodiola. Look that up. It's actually really great for those of you who are traveling to altitude, so keep that in mind. It also has things like green tea and yerba mate. You'll also find me drinking hot tea. It's so good for a variety of things, from the immune system to relaxing. But if you're looking for something else, because I've heard some of you say Vega is not your thing, Pure Athlete is another thing that I'm testing out. I'm super crazy, madly in love with their Regenerate. It's magnesium largely, which is so key for preventing cramps and again for keeping everything moving in the digestion. But the pre-workout also has it, so if you do have issues with getting muscle cramps, that's a great option. Then we move on to my beloved nuts. So peanuts are awesome because they're 7 grams of protein. They're like the perfect quick little snack afterwards, especially when you're kind of craving a little bit of salt because you've been sweating so much. So they're generally low in sodium, but just have enough to give you what you're craving. And, oh, heaven. I mean, heaven. I love you. Oh, I love you. Meat. Once again, nut butter. So this is sunflower. And this is tahini. Some of you aren't as familiar with tahini, so you'll see links in the blog post below on recipes and ways to use it. But I think it's super important to vary your nutrition, and so many of us get fixated on almonds and cashews and peanuts that we don't always get the big variety. So that's part of why you see so many different things in my kitchen. But also, love. Cat's not included in Pantry. A super cool option for getting in some of your healthy fats is coconut butter. I just found this, but it's from a local Boulder company called Benny's. God, I hope I'm saying that right. I just make up words. I'm from the Midwest. So coconut butter is not like coconut oil. I know that's what a lot of you are thinking. It is solid. You do keep it in the pantry, not in the refrigerator. But you can eat this basically by the spoonful. I prefer putting it on like a rice cracker or something like that. God, you can do like a million things. Ooh, on an apple. So, okay, quick nutrition for those of you who don't know it. This is totally organic, and It only has 5 grams of sugar, which is pretty cool for something that gives you a super sweet treat. The Kind bars I totally love anyways, especially their newest bars that have chocolate are actually dairy-free, which for someone like me is phenomenal. But they just came out with these new bars called Pressed. And what's so cool for me about this is it's basically like the pulp that would be left over from someone doing juicing. So I will a lot of times take a green smoothie with me when we hit the trails and leave it in the car to drink after. And I'm sure you can imagine how good a hot green smoothie tastes. This is a much better option. Another one of my favorites when we're hitting the trails, jerky. But not just any jerky. This is called Chef's Cut. So what's cool about it is that you know you're getting quality ingredients. And here's the thing. You want to choose meat products whenever you're eating them that we know don't have added ingredients, because that's the way your body is best going to process it, absorb it, and of course you don't want any wacky stuff in your body. This one is original. We've got chicken, I've got turkey, I've got other flavors, because I like the turkey. Another option, tuna. Tuna is like an amazing protein source. So one can here is gonna have like almost 30 grams of protein for like 150-ish calories. That's bonkers. Specifically, I'm talking about Safe Catch. This tuna is, as the name says, safe catch. So they aren't catching dolphins, they aren't having any issues with that, and they are testing everything. So you aren't getting any of the concerns about mercury and all the other stuff that actually is in a lot of the tuna that's out there. Okay, so beyond some of those, my favorite products, my cabinet's always gonna have some canned vegetables so that I can toss them together after I'm traveling. It's gonna have some dried beans because you can actually cook a whole bunch of them at once and then freeze them. So when you get them out later, it's basically like emptying a can, but way cheaper, which I think is super great for runners. You're also always going to see a few more powders, like my glutamine, some BCAAs, and, digestive or greens powders. I change what those are a lot, as I just like to try out some different things. You're also usually going to find things like banana chips for me to munch on, and I like hard candy. It's kind of a quick way for me to get a little sweet fix throughout the day. Super excited to hear what you have in your pantry that's a staple to keep you running strong. What's in the kitchen, and what I use to cook with, and what other things I'm doing to help stock this brand new healthy home.